I have 5 drop-dead gorgeous roommates, and every night we draw lots to decide who I sleep next to. Whoever I pick is who I share a bed with, and the girls are not even mad about it. They actually compete over who gets to have me in their bed. It all started because I showed up a whole month late for the semester and got accidentally assigned to a dorm with 5 of the most beautiful girls on campus. The problem was, the room only had 5 beds, so every morning I woke up in a different girl's bed. I had just pushed open the dorm door when I got yanked into the corner and found myself staring down 5 furious beauties. Start talking. How did you sneak in here, or we will tear you apart? One of the girls lifted her long pale leg and pressed her bare foot against my chest. Honestly, guys like this should just be eliminated, another long-legged beauty said coldly, not even trying to hide the disgust in her eyes and maybe a hint of actual murder in there too. Interesting, but that would make things less fun. Before I could process what was happening, a pair of incredibly distracting curves filled my vision. A short-haired bombshell had crouched down right in front of me. Her figure was absolutely insane, and just one glance was enough to make anyone's heart skip a beat. Hey, she fainted, Ling Ling. I think you scared her. A soft, gentle voice came from somewhere, but the visual overload hit me too hard. I passed out before I could even figure out where it came from. When I came to the room, it was completely empty. I felt like crying. All I did was miss a month of school. Why is the universe punishing me like this? Just as I was about to break down, I heard the girls' voices getting closer in the hallway. Replaying what had just happened, I made a split-second decision to keep pretending to be unconscious. When the girls walked back in, the gorgeous Tang Nana spoke first. I bet this little punk is still faking it. The short-skirt beauty Bai Tian walked over and gave me a light kick. Hey, get up, we can see right through you. My heart jumped, but I kept my eyes shut tight. Then the short-haired Ling Ling crouched down and whispered close to my face. Keep faking and things will stop being fun for you. Her warm breath hit my face. I shivered involuntarily. Maybe I should just go ahead and finish him off, the icy beauty, Xu Jingjing said without expression. I cracked one eye open and bolted upright. Okay, I am up. Look, I do not care what you try, I am not moving out. This dorm was assigned to me by the school, I said quickly. I enrolled a month late, so there might have been a mix-up on their end. But the dorm manager confirmed I am supposed to be here. I paid my housing fee, this was not intentional at all. The 5 beauties exchanged looks when they heard my explanation. They had already gone to check with the school and confirmed everything I said was true. But sharing a room with a guy was still something none of them could accept, so they decided to put me in my place. The 5 of them worked together to hog-tie me like a Christmas roast and slap tape over my mouth. Now that is much better. Tang Nana surveyed her handiwork and nodded with satisfaction, her chest bouncing with the motion. Finally, some peace and quiet Bai Tian stretched with a happy sigh, her tiny waist curving beautifully. Is this really okay? The cold beauty Xu Jingjing crossed her long, smooth legs, still looking deeply unsatisfied. Relax, Jingjing, there is always New Year's to deal with him. The short-haired Ling Ling joked. Only the sweet-natured Su Yao had not given off a single aggressive vibe this whole time. She just sat there smiling at me quietly. My eyes drifted to her face. Then Tang Nana's assets blocked half my view, but through the gap I could see a slight shyness in Su Yao's eyes. So who are you planning to sleep with tonight? My brain exploded. This had to be a trap. I had to hold it together, or I would literally be sleeping on the sidewalk tonight. You are definitely thinking something disgusting right now. Xu Jingjing spoke up. Her stare was the kind reserved for certified creeps. Hey, do not get the wrong idea. Tang Nana seemed to realize her wording was not great. Then, because of Xu Jingjing's comment, her chest heaved and she glared at me. This room only has 5 beds, so you are going to have to squeeze in with someone tonight, Ling Ling explained. I looked at the 5 campus beauties standing in front of me, and some very inappropriate scenarios started playing in my head. I knew it, you are a total creep. Bai Tian caught my expression shifting. She read my mind instantly and punched me hard in the ribs. Oh, sorry, my brain was lagging for a sec. That is kind of not okay, Fengyan, please do not let your mind go to unhealthy places. Su Yao's smile took on a slightly dangerous edge. Of course not. I am the most wholesome person you will ever meet. I was literally the class wellness officer in high school. Everyone called me Captain Clean. I talked my way over to an empty bed while trying to change the subject. Look, there is a free bed right here, I will just sleep on this one. But the moment I sat down, the entire bed frame gave way and I sank right through it. This is exactly why I said there are only 5 beds. Ling Ling threw up her hands. You absolute disaster, hahaha. Bai Tian was already dying of laughter. The others all joined in, and even the Ice Queen Xu Jingjing could not hold back a smile. Okay, I know this is hilarious, but could someone maybe pull me out? I think I am actually stuck. Hold on, let me finish laughing. Bai Tian had tears streaming down her face. Could someone at least untie me while they are at it, I said miserably. The tape on my mouth had been ripped off, but I was still tied up. Standing up from inside a collapsed bed frame while bound was simply not happening. When the girls finally laughed themselves out, they yanked me free. Is the bondage thing really necessary? Although I had been freed from the bed, I was still tied up. What bondage this is for our safety, Tang Nana said with a completely straight face. Then could you at least ask Xu Jingjing to put down the whip, I whispered. Jingjing, put it down, Tang Nana urged. We agreed to save him for New Year's, right? Xu Jingjing said coldly. She shot me a look of pure contempt and very reluctantly set the whip down. She looked genuinely disappointed. So what do we do now? Are we really letting him sleep in here with us? Bai Tian pouted. The 5 of them huddled around me and started debating. Can he sleep on the floor? Just throw him in the bathroom? Make him go bunk with the dorm supervisor. I sat in the middle listening and felt more hopeless with every suggestion. This whole debate felt like planning how to dispose of a body. Why don't we just draw lots? Ling Ling suggested, which was at least somewhat reasonable. Everyone looked at each other and agreed that seemed fair enough, so Ling Ling found 5 slips of paper. wrote each of their names on one, and dropped them all into a small box. You pick, Tang Nana said, pointing at me. I reached my trembling hand into the box. Please let it be Su Yao Yao, I begged the universe. Compared to the other four who were basically armed and dangerous, Su Yao Yao was practically an angel. In this minefield of a situation, her gentle, harmless energy felt like my last lifeline. I pulled out a slip of paper and unfolded it. It said Bai Tiantian. My heart sank and I looked up at her. Why does it have to be me? I want to draw again. Bai Tiantian cried out with wide eyes. No Redo's Tang Nana came over and patted Bai Tiantian on the back to calm her down. In the meantime, He Lingling had already quietly tucked away the little box and was giving me a very meaningful look. If I find out you did anything to Tiantian, Xu Jingjing's glare got even colder. She looked at me like I was a dangerous animal. Su Yao Yao just gave me a polite nod without saying anything more. At this point, what else could I do? I scratched my head awkwardly and gave Tiantian an uncomfortable smile. Thanks for having me, I guess. Oh, please, Bai Tiantian huffed with her hands on her hips. She stomped on my foot and climbed into her bed, fuming, wrapping herself up in her blanket like a burrito. I looked down at my still-bound hands and sighed, then hopped over in front of Su Yao Yao and said carefully, Yao Yao, would you mind untying me? I do not think so. Su Yao Yao laughed and shook her head. It took us half an hour to do this, please. I tried my best to look sincere. Look, I at least need to unpack my stuff. I promise I will let you tie me back up when I am done. Fine, I will loosen it just a little. Su Yao Yao finally gave in, but could not resist adding a condition, keep your word. I let out a breath of relief and turned my back to her so she could untie me, but my eyes accidentally met Xu Jingjing's absolutely disgusted stare. I awkwardly looked away and pretended not to notice. Su Yao Yao gently held my wrists, her fingers light and careful. When I felt her soft, warm fingers brush against my skin, my heart did a full somersault. I could not believe it was only my first day of college and I was already holding a girl's hand. Okay, technically she was holding mine, and the situation was definitely weird, but wow, girls' hands really are soft. Hey, your hands are really warm, Su Yao Yao said with a note of concern. Oh, I am fine, I stammered. Guys just naturally run hot, it is totally normal. After a moment, Su Yao Yao finally got the rope off. I let out a long breath and felt like a completely free man. Thank you, Yao Yao. No problem, Su Yao Yao said softly. But when our eyes met for a second, she actually looked away with a hint of shyness. I blinked a little surprised and felt a strange sense of familiarity, but I did not think too much of it. Time passed, and after a whole afternoon of chaos, I finally got my things sorted out. I looked up and accidentally caught a glimpse of the drying rack by the window. There were some pieces of lingerie hanging there. The biggest black lace one had to be Tang Nana's only. She would be that size. Though that style is kind of wild, I had not realized anyone actually wore something like that. I was silently judging the fashion choices, and my eyes lingered a second too long. Suddenly, I felt a chill down my spine and slowly turned around, right into Xu Jingjing's absolutely icy glare. Before I could get a single word of defense out, something like an iron clamp crushed into my side. My scream echoed across the balcony for a long time. Back in the room, I could clearly feel Xu Jingjing's hostility toward me had gone up several notches. I sat on the edge of the bed doing some serious self-reflection. At this rate, she really might actually murder me one day. As the night got darker, I sat on my edge of the bed and hesitated, then turned to Su Yao Yao. Hey, Yao Yao. Su Yao Yao looked up from her book. What is it? Do you need me to tie you up again? No, I said quickly. That is not it. So you want to tie yourself up, Su Yao Yao asked with a completely straight face. Obviously not, I said, rubbing my forehead. I just wanted to ask why everyone seems to hate me so much. That is kind of a funny question. Su Yao Yao gave a gentle smile. You are a guy living in a girl's dorm. Of course everyone is going to be on guard. But I have not done anything bad, I muttered. You faked passing out onto Nana's chest and you were staring at our underwear just now. Su Yao Yao listed them out with a sweet smile. But for what it is worth, I do not dislike you, Fang Yuan. I was caught off guard and felt a warmth wash over me, like all the exhaustion from the day had just melted away. That would just be too sad. Something about those words made me feel like I was about to cry. Yao Yao, could I sleep with you tonight? I asked, hopefully. Dream on. Su Yao Yao shook her head and said without any hesitation, you go be a good boy and sleep next to Tian Tian. But, hey Tian Tian, I'll stay on the edge of the bed. I won't touch you, I promise. Hearing that, something about those words actually made her feel a tiny bit better, so she let out a little grunt, just enough to count as a response. With that small acknowledgement from Bai Tiantian, I finally let out a breath of relief and rolled over, facing the other side. The second I turned, I nearly launched myself off the bed in shock. Xu Jingjing was standing right there at the edge. Holding a hammer in her hand, I slapped both hands over my mouth instantly, making sure not a single sound came out. Xu Jingjing's face was completely blank. She stood on her toes and peered at the bed. I squeezed my eyes shut, trying my absolute hardest not to give myself away. Once she was satisfied that I wasn't moving, Xu Jingjing finally swung the hammer back and shuffled her way back to her own bed. What the heck is wrong with these people? She nearly scared me half to death. Cold sweat was dripping down my forehead, and as a wave of exhaustion rolled over me, I finally drifted off into a deep sleep. Bai Tiantian was drained enough that sleep crept up on her too. Sometime later, she drifted into a dream. In it, I actually pulled her blanket off and she tried to struggle but couldn't move at all. Bai Tiantian jolted awake, realized it was just a dream, and let out a slow breath. She turned her head and looked over at me, and saw I was still out cold. But thinking back to that dream, and my ridiculous face with that sly, smug expression, she got annoyed all over again and punched me. I curled up instantly and scrunched my face in pain, but didn't wake up. Bai Tiantian pulled her blanket tighter around herself and finally went back to sleep, satisfied. In the morning, I blinked my eyes open, still half asleep, and noticed my hand was resting on something incredibly soft. It felt really nice. Then the next second, I was fully awake. My hand was on Bai Tiantian's waist, Everything from the night before came rushing back into my head like a wave. I yanked my hand back immediately, and when I looked down I saw something even more alarming. Bai Tiantian's blanket had slipped off, revealing a wide stretch of pale, smooth skin, the graceful curve of her neck, her collarbone, the soft hint of her stomach peeking out from beneath the covers, and that round, soft shape that was practically bouncing. Wait, was that actually real? My brain just completely short-circuited. To make things even worse, right at that moment, Bai Tiantian's eyelashes gave a slight flutter and she slowly opened her eyes. I am so dead, I am absolutely finished. The instant our eyes met, my entire life flashed before me. What do I do now? Probably best to just pretend I didn't see anything, right? But what do I even say? The silence was getting painfully awkward. Then she looked down and saw her own exposed body, and the color drained right from her face. Good morning. I pushed through the awkwardness and said it, hoping it might break the tension, but Bai Tiantian in front of me didn't react at all. Her eyes completely glazed over, all the light gone from them. The two of us just lay there face to face without a single word. I could feel Bai Tiantian's warm breath hitting my face, while I didn't dare let out so much as a sound. You should probably just pull your blanket back up. I couldn't hold out any longer and reached over to pull her blanket up, covering her exposed upper half. My fingers accidentally brushed against her chest and sent a shiver through my whole body. So soft, but the blanket got caught on something underneath. I didn't have time to be careful and just gave it one hard yank and finally got the job done. I grabbed my own blanket as fast as I could and leaped out of the bed like I was making a run for it. The only thing that could explain what just happened was my face burning bright red. Fang Yuan pulled the blanket over me. Why was he sleeping in the same bed as me? I think I drew his name yesterday. Why did he run off like that? He saw my weight, he saw me, looking at herself in that moment. She felt 2 hot tears slide down her face. It's over, I'm done for. Her secret had been exposed, and it was a guy who found out. She looked under the blanket at herself, wearing absolutely nothing, then thought back to what Fang Yuan had just done. She felt like she wanted to disappear on the spot. Her eyes darted to the door. I'm warning you, don't you dare try anything. If you lay a single hand on me. Wait, I need to hide. After peeking through the gap and seeing Bai Tiantian was already up, I didn't stop to think and dove straight into He Linlin's bathroom. Bai Tiantian and Xu Jingjing walked out to the balcony together. Bai Tiantian had already gotten dressed, but the flush on her face hadn't faded one bit. Xu Jingjing's hair was a complete mess, with a little drool still at the corner of her mouth. Tiantian, why is your face so red? Bai Tiantian wasn't really listening. Her mind still stuck on waking up this morning. Tiantian, hey, what's going on? Are you sick? Xu Jingjing pressed her face right up against hers. You sure you're okay? Jingjing, that tickle, stop it. Bai Tiantian nudged her away. He didn't try anything last night, did he? Xu Jingjing asked, completely serious, her usually cool expression. Somehow looked a little cute right now. No, he didn't see anything. Bai Tiantian blurted out nervously. See what? Xu Jingjing pressed nothing, never mind. Bai Tiantian looked away quickly. Tiantian, I'm telling you, that guy is a total creep. Last night I went out to the balcony to grab my hammer, and I caught Fang Yuan staring straight at us with the light on. Xu Jingjing got more worked up the more she talked. Inside the bathroom, I had one foot braced against the door, and my whole body pressed against He Linlin. Are you serious? He Linlin was pinned under me and muttering quietly, looking more and more disgusted with my face. That was an accident, okay? I insisted. How much longer are you planning to stay like this? She frowned and said, just tell me why you're hiding. I'll explain later. But why do I have to hide with you? Please just stay. If you walk out now, I'm completely exposed, and also, she was staring extra hard at you and Nana for a long time. Xu Jingjing's fuming voice from outside made the situation inside the bathroom even more awkward. That was when I noticed how soft it was pressed right against my chest. One look at He Linlin's furious expression and I quickly turned my head away, so that's her type, huh? A strange feeling stirred in Bai Tiantian's chest, and she felt a little deflated for some reason. Tiantian, why aren't you saying anything? Xu Jingjing asked. Oh, I'm fine, hey come on, go wash up, don't you have class soon? Right? So the two of us had no choice but to stay frozen in that position. It was He Linlin's first time being this close to a guy, and on top of that, Fang Yuan was tall and pressed up against her, which made it hard to breathe properly. She pushed her hands against his chest. Trying to steady herself, I wasn't doing any better either. After that wild scene this morning now, I was crammed into a bathroom with He Linlin, who had an absolutely incredible figure, and everything felt unbearably uncomfortable, after what felt like forever. Bai Tiantian and Xu Jingjing finally left the balcony and both of us let out a huge breath. Oh, thank goodness they're gone, now can you let go? Are you planning on holding me like this forever? He Linlin shot me a glare. I let go of her immediately. He Linlin rolled her eyes at me, and we walked out of the bathroom together. That scared the life out of me, she muttered under her breath. Same, honestly? I thought you were some kind of creep about to force yourself on me. That's a little extreme. I protested immediately. So what exactly did you do to Bai Tiantian? He Linlin gave me a look that was somewhere between a smirk and a smile. Oh, nothing. Just a tiny little thing, nothing worth talking about. She trailed off as if she wanted to say more but stopped herself. Come on, it's impossible, we just met yesterday. And something like that is completely out of the question. Fine. I didn't say anything. And honestly, Bai Tiantian's business isn't really my concern anyway. Honestly, I'm starting to find you more interesting than her. Something about the way she smiled struck me as a little off. Just then, the sound of water came from the other bathroom. Su Yaoyao pulled the door open and slowly stepped out. The two of us both froze. Su Yaoyao was exactly the same as always, a calm smile on her face. She walked straight through the space between us without stopping, He Lin and I watched Su Yao's back and looked at each other. Had Su Yao heard everything? All the conversation outside and every sound inside. Had she been listening to all of it? I'm gonna go throw something out. He Lin said in a fluster, "Sure, go ahead. I'll just brush my teeth." I grabbed any excuse I could find. I would have crawled into a hole if I could Su Yao, who had just finished showering. Still carried a clean, fresh scent. She calmly gathered her books for class, and pulled a small box from the cabinet beside her, humming a little tune while she did it. Just then, Tang Nana stretched with a groan and sat up in bed. "Why is it already this late?" Tang Nana scrambled out of bed and rushed toward the bathroom. She noticed Bai Tian standing there, red-faced and staring at the floor, looking like she was totally lost in thought. Then she went a little further in, and spotted He Lin practically sprinting out, looking completely flustered, which left her thoroughly confused. I love brushing my teeth, I love brushing my teeth. I scrubbed away at my teeth in front of the mirror like a madman, as if I could somehow brush away every memory of this morning. Everyone's acting so weird today, especially Fang Yuan. Just looking at him irritates me, even though a whole night had passed. She still couldn't wrap her head around sharing a room with a guy, and based on yesterday's draw order, tonight was her turn to share a bed with him. I caught Tang Nana rolling her eyes at me through the mirror while I was still brushing and honestly had no idea what I'd done wrong. What now? Did I mess up again somehow? Why does everyone keep looking at me like that? I asked carefully. Hey Nana, listen, I missed a whole month of school, right? So I just got here and everything's new to me. I already got all the administrative stuff sorted out, but what exactly are you trying to say? Tang Nana cut me off. I just mean I have no idea where any of the classrooms are or anything like that. Could you maybe show me around sometime? But she shot me down. We're not even in the same major. I don't know why you'd ask me of all people. Why don't you go ask Bai Tian? Isn't she studying finance too? Oh, come on. You know she's the one who hates me the most, right? After sleeping in the same bed with her last night, I felt completely awkward the whole time. Things are still weird between us. Why Tang Nana suddenly noticed my expression was a little off. Nothing. Anyway, you're literally the sweetest person here. Forget all that. Don't try to butter me up. But if it's just a quick walk around campus, I suppose that would be fine. Oh no. Nana, something happened. He Lin burst in looking completely frantic. Ling. What's going on? What do you mean something happened? What happened? Tang Nana stared at Helin's panicked face and couldn't help asking, "It's Ji Boxiao. He's jumping off the roof." I ran out of the dorm with both of them sprinting toward the rooftop of the academic building. Ji Boxiao was my best friend back in high school. By the time we got there, a crowd had already completely surrounded the rooftop. Sure enough, a thin guy was standing on the wrong side of the railing. "You finally came." He turned around and gave a hollow smile. "You shouldn't have come," he murmured, his eyes hollow with grief and despair. "No, I had to." I held his gaze with everything I had, like I was about to make the most solemn vow of my life, and stepped forward. Pushing through the crowd, Tang Nana and He Lin looked at each other, both thinking the same thing. What is wrong with these two Ji Boxiao? It's not too late to stop this. There's no future down that road. I kept feeding him the most dramatic lines I could think of, hoping something would stir up that old bond between us. Ji Boxiao didn't say a word. He just swung back over the railing and started walking toward us one slow step at a time. That figure looked so beaten down I thought for a second that my words had actually worked. I got emotional and spread my arms wide, running straight toward him. But Ji Boxiao walked right past me like I wasn't even there and went straight to Tang Nana. The next second, this guy dropped to his knees right in front of her Nana. "You came after all. I knew you wouldn't leave me hanging. You have to know up there just now, every single thought I had was about you. Give me one chance, please." Ji Boxiao grabbed one of Tang Nana's hands and poured his heart out. I was left standing there with my arms still open in midair, face looking like I just stepped in something awful. Respect the commitment, at least. Tang Nana rolled her eyes. "Ji Boxiao, I have told you this so many times already. I genuinely do not have those kinds of feelings for you. Can you please stop doing this?" Tang Nana's expression was just as done as her words. She had turned him down clearly more times than she could count, and now he'd pulled this whole stunt just to force her to show up. "Ji Boxiao, that was too far. Can you please just leave me alone? I don't want to see you anymore." Tang Nana dropped that and ran. He Lin rushed after her, but not before turning back to give Ji Boxiao, still kneeling on the ground, the most withering look. "Dude, the campus queen is literally crying right now." He made the campus queen cry. "I swear I cannot let this slide. Someone hold me back." Several large guys lunged out of the crowd in an instant and started laying into Ji Boxiao from all sides. "Hey you, were you with Ji Boxiao just now? I saw you looking pretty worked up too. Actually, I'm a poet. I was just reciting verses and embracing the sun." The moment I felt those eyes swing toward me, I immediately put as much distance between myself and Ji Boxiao as possible. "Bro, save me. I'm done for." Ji Boxiao was flat on the ground. Black-eyed and swollen, getting beaten so thoroughly, his head barely looked human anymore. And he still managed to stretch one hand out toward me, begging for help. "Oh, so now you can see me. Don't be calling my name right now, man." I cursed under my breath, and bolted. "Why is everyone running off?" The clinic door was kicked clean open. "Watch it. Are you trying to give someone a heart attack?" Bai Tian flinched hard, but once she saw it was me, she shot me an annoyed look and grumbled, "I really almost died today, though." I dropped straight onto the floor, gasping for breath. "What is everyone's deal today?" Bai Tian muttered under her breath irritably. But when she caught the look on my face, she couldn't help but flash back to what had happened that morning. Her face went red in an instant, and she snapped her head the other way. I was pretty awkward too, and it only just hit me that Bai Tian was the only one in the dorm. I should have just stayed out. Now look at this mess. As I stared at her hunched over her desk, my mind drifted back to what I'd accidentally seen under those covers, and my pulse kicked up immediately. Had she really been sleeping without anything on the whole time we shared that bed? I tried hard to push the images out of my head, but my heart kept pounding faster on its own. Bai Tiantian seemed to sense something was off with me. She snuck a glance back. Our eyes met, and the air between us felt like it had turned to solid. Where's everybody else? I asked with an awkward laugh. Jing and Yao Yao went to class. Nana and Ling Ling I don't know about. Bai Tiantian buried her face in her arms, voice dropping to barely above a whisper, and wouldn't look at me again. Got it. I guess now I can finally get some gaming in. I pretended to be totally casual as I pulled out my phone, and made my exit from that corner of the room as quickly as I could. Watching me do that, Bai Tiantian felt a sting she couldn't quite explain. This jerk had accidentally seen everything, and was acting like it was nothing, just like what Jing always said. He probably only cared about girls with figures like Nanas and Ling Lings with a totally average body like mine. Even if a guy saw everything, it probably wouldn't even register. Bai Tiantian looked down at herself with a quiet sigh, and for the first time ever felt a little insecure next to Tang Nana and the others. I really wanted to just lock in and play, but there was no way I was calming down. One moment of distraction and I got obliterated by a guy on the other team going 3 for 1. Watching the enemy spam emotes on screen, I didn't get mad like I normally would. I ended up stealing another glance at Bai Tiantian anyway. Still seems like she's upset. Understandable. Getting caught sleeping naked by someone of the opposite sex is pretty embarrassing. And I had definitely seen more than I should have, even if it genuinely wasn't on purpose. Probably better to just apologize. Bai Tiantian noticed me moving toward her, and tensed up right away. She immediately turned her head the other direction, and pretended to be on her phone. Hey Tiantian, can we talk for a sec? I asked as carefully as I could. I'm really sorry about what happened this morning. You did see it, didn't you? Came Bai Tiantian's small voice. Yes. And I am so ashamed of myself. You absolute creep, I never should have felt sorry for you last night. I promise I won't tell anyone about the whole, sleeping without clothes thing. You idiot. Don't just go saying it out loud like that. Bai Tiantian's face went red all the way to her ears. She grabbed her pencil case off the desk and launched it at me. That was genuinely an accident. My eyes were actually closed the whole time. You pervert. Bai Tiantian grabbed a book next and threw that at me too. I didn't even move out of the way, hoping letting her vent would make her feel at least a little better. At this point, what Bai Tiantian felt most was embarrassment, and she also had to admit, he'd quietly pulled the blanket over her too. But one thing was eating at her. This jerk had clearly seen everything and hadn't said a single word about her figure. Was she really just that unremarkable? But Bai Tiantian was still glaring at me. Hey, it's almost noon. What if I treat you to lunch? As my way of apologizing. Who said I want you to treat me? So you're saying sharing a bed with you is only worth one meal? That's not what I meant at all, Bai Tiantian, and I sat across from each other in the cafeteria. Both staring down at our trays, neither of us brave enough to meet the other's eyes. People around us kept glancing over and whispering, and I could feel every single one of those looks on my back. Having lunch with the campus queen was no small thing. Hey, Tiantian, the food's getting cold. You should eat something. I broke the silence. Bai Tiantian gave a quiet little hum and picked up her chopsticks but just pushed the rice around. I snuck a look at her and watched her eat tiny, careful bites of rice. Her cheeks puffing out the tiniest bit. It was honestly adorable. Okay, I think we're good now. Looks like she's finally forgiven me. Hey, Fang Yuan, what do you honestly think of my figure? Yuan's face went completely red as she asked, and even she thought she was being a little shameless, but she couldn't help it. She cared too much about the answer. What did you say? The question hit me out of nowhere and I had no idea what to make of it. Was she trying to get me killed? Forget it, I lost my appetite. Bai Tiantian saw my reaction and immediately felt humiliated. She stood up to leave and I jumped up immediately, grabbed the hem of her shirt. Wait. Tiantian. Can I just be honest? Bai Tiantian stopped. She turned around looking at me with a mix of anticipation and irritation. You really want to say it? Then just say it already, you're so annoying. I took a deep breath and stumbled through my words. Your figure is really good, like genuinely really good. Bai Tiantian let out a little huff. You said that so reluctantly. You're clearly just saying it to get me off your back. I scratched my head frantically. No, I swear I mean it. Your proportions are perfect. Everything is in all the right places and your skin is flawless. Bai Tiantian's face went bright red. Stop talking, you jerk. But she felt a little secretly pleased on the inside. This guy might be terrible with words, but at least he has decent taste. Alright, let's just eat. So you're not mad anymore. My face lit up. But you are never allowed to bring up what happened this morning, and if you dare tell anyone, I will end you. Yeah, of course. And don't you dare say a word to Shu Jingjing or Tang Nana either. Got it? I'll take it to my grave. I promise. A little while later, the two of us finished eating and headed out of the cafeteria, walking side by side. Hey Tiantian, you should probably head back to the dorm first. Why, what's wrong? Well, if we walk back together, and someone sees us, that's not great. You go ahead. I'll take a walk and explore the campus a bit. Bai Tiantian thought about it and figured he was right. People didn't know about their living situation, and being seen together would just cause unnecessary headaches. Fine, I'll head back first. Don't forget the department meeting this afternoon. Yeah, I know. I finally got her to leave, and let out a long breath. Right then my phone buzzed. I looked down and it was G-Box Yao of all people. Fang Yuan, bro, help me. A bunch of guys have me cornered in the bathroom. Come save me. 10 minutes later, I was standing outside a bathroom in one of the academic buildings. A group of guys had blocked the door, and were hammering on it non-stop. You little punk, open this door right now. A bleached blonde guy was yelling, you think hiding in there is gonna save you? I stood there for a second, not sure what to do. Then something caught my eye. Two figures had just come into view, and I made a split-second decision. I walked straight up to Xu Jingjing and Su Yaoyao, who had just gotten out of class, grabbed both their wrists and held them up. "Hey guys over there, want to add these two on WeChat?" I called out in a squeaky voice, and just as I predicted, the effect was immediate. The blonde guy and his crew turned around instantly, and when they realized it was Xu Jingjing and Su Yaoyao, two of the campus's most stunning girls, they completely abandoned their mission against whoever was hiding in the bathroom and started posturing and walking over. Meanwhile, Ji Baxiao was doing his best to look cool as he made his approach, taking advantage of the distraction. I dropped the girl's wrists and bolted to the bathroom door. "Open up, it's me." Ji Baxiao heard nothing outside, and cautiously poked his head out. I didn't waste a second. I grabbed him by the collar and started running. It took Xu Jingjing and Su Yaoyao a solid few seconds to realize what had just happened. Meanwhile, the blonde guy was already striking what he thought was a very attractive pose and said to his boys, "Man, I try to keep such a low profile and you ladies still spotted me. So which one of you wants my number?" The words barely left his mouth when the blonde guy collapsed straight into the guy next to him, and not long after I had barely gotten any distance when I heard Xu Jingjing's furious shriek echoing out of the building. "Fang Yuan, you absolute creep, I am going to destroy you." Chills shot straight down my spine, but I couldn't stop to wipe the cold sweat off my forehead. I kept dragging Ji Baxiao along at full sprint, then remembering the department assembly was about to start. I ditched Ji Baxiao and made my way to the auditorium. I found a corner seat that was mostly out of the way and had barely sat down when I noticed a hammer just sitting on the desk beside me. This is bad. Cold sweat broke out all over me and I started to get up. When a hand came down firmly on my shoulder, I turned my head and found myself looking at Xu Jingjing's face, which had gone absolutely deadly. Then I looked to my other side. Su Yaoyao, who was normally all warm smiles, was wearing an expression that could stop a clock. Now I can explain that, said Fang. You'd better have a very good explanation. I swear, I was just trying to help someone out. I answered as carefully as I could. Xu Jingjing narrowed her eyes at me and said with a cold laugh, "Oh, so you were helping someone." "Yao Yao, don't listen to a word he says. This guy absolutely had bad intentions. I'm telling the truth, can we just talk like adults here?" Xu Jingjing was just gearing up to lay into me when the lights dimmed. "The assembly was starting, I'll deal with you after." Xu Jingjing dropped that line and left her seat. "Where is she going?" I exhaled and couldn't help asking out of curiosity. "Right, you don't know. Jingjing and Tiantian both joined the student council this month's department recap. They have to go up and speak. No wonder I hadn't seen Bai Tiantian. By the way, it turned out Tang Nana and He Lingling are in a completely different department." "Hey Yao Yao, how come you didn't join the student council?" "Via, I feel like you'd be really good at it. I really wouldn't. That kind of thing is just not my strong suit." Su Yaoyao reached up to her ear and took something off. "See?" I stared, my eyes going wide. It was a pair of hearing aids. Su Yaoyao was hard of hearing. I suddenly felt like I had seen this moment somewhere before, but I couldn't place when. "Hey Feng Yuan, you okay?" Su Yaoyao put her hearing aids back in, nothing, just a little surprised. "It's fine, I'm used to it. It probably still takes a lot of effort though, right?" "Honestly, yeah, but anyway, if you're interested in the student council, Feng Yuan, you can just apply directly. They're taking new members this semester." "Oh, no, just asking out of curiosity. The student council sounds way too complicated. It's just not for me. Plus, if I actually joined, not only would I have to deal with the awkwardness of being around Bai Tiantian, I'd also be in constant danger from Xu Jingjing hard pass." But then something completely unexpected happened. The following is the monthly disciplinary announcement from the finance department of Zhangcheng University. The student being disciplined. Fang Yuan, what on earth? How did I end up in a public announcement out of nowhere according to the student council's investigation? At approximately 10:10 this morning, student Fang Yuan, in coordination with male students from another department, harassed female classmates and disrupted public order on campus, causing serious negative impact. After deliberation by our department, a formal written warning has been issued, and the student is required to clean the student council activity room for 1 week. Bai Tiantian finished reading it on stage, looking completely shocked, and Xu Jingjing, standing right beside her, couldn't believe her ears either. Coordinated with male students from another department to harass female classmates, so this creep had been out doing that this morning. What he did to her this morning wasn't enough. Now he was going after other girls too. What an absolute animal. Bai Tiantian was furious, and I felt like crying without a single tear. I genuinely didn't do anything. I was literally just trying to help someone. Who on earth had pinned all of this on me? This is all a misunderstanding. I quickly turned to Su Yaoyao and tried to explain, "I believe you." I was so moved I nearly cried. Su Yaoyao was the only one who truly understood me. "I believe you did it, so what do you have to say for yourself now?" Xu Jingjing crossed her arms and smirked. "Fang Yuan, you are genuinely shameless." Bai Tiantian was fuming, and Su Yaoyao let her usual smile drop completely, her expression turning dead serious. Right then, Tang Nana suddenly leaned in close. Her breath brushed against my neck. "Why are you so nervous?" she asked softly. I was trying to finish what I was saying, but Tang Nana cut me off. "Okay, I just want to talk to you for a bit." "That's fine, but..." I instinctively glanced at the others in the room. Tang Nana followed my gaze and found the other girls all propped up at the edge of their beds, staring wide-eyed at the two of us on the mattress. "What are you all doing?" Tang Nana frowned slightly. "Nana, you suddenly called Fang Yuan up there. Of course we're curious." Bai Tiantian stuck out her tongue. "Exactly. What if she's being mean to you?" He Lingling laughed and chimed in. "Want me to take her out?" Xu Jingjing said with a completely straight face. "You guys are overthinking it." "Now everyone go back to sleep," Tang Nana said with zero patience. The girls reluctantly shuffled back to their own beds, and Tang Nana reached over with her foot and clicked off the light. She turned back to me. "Forget about them. Let's keep talking." Her tone was completely calm. I nodded, but my mind refused to focus. That faint scent coming off Tang Nana and her face being so close to mine. Had my heart pounding, so I'll just come right out and ask, Tang Nana said suddenly. What exactly is your deal with Ji Boxiao? Just regular high school classmates, nothing more? I'm honestly not even that close with her. I tried to brush past it, but Tang Nana didn't say anything. She just kept looking at me fine. She's actually one of my best friends. We've always been really tight. She's actually the one who convinced me to apply to this school with her when I saw you two feeding off each other up on the rooftop. I knew right away you two were close, so you know her pretty well then. Pretty much I nodded. Good, then be my boyfriend. I shot up off the bed the second I heard that, and Bai Tian, who had been eavesdropping from the bunk above, bolted upright too. Your boyfriend? Did I just hear that right? I stared at her with wide eyes and managed to stammer out. Tang Nana, come on! You're joking, right? But Tang Nana leaned in with a completely serious look. I'm not joking. Listen to me. I want you to be my boyfriend. My face went red in an instant and I stumbled over my words. But why? Tang Nana let out a short huff. Ji Boxiao has been all over me for way longer than I can stand. Having you, her closest friend, step in is the only thing that might actually make her give up for good. My feelings were all over the place. Part of me thought the whole thing was completely absurd, but another part of me couldn't help feeling a little thrill at the idea of actually being Tang Nana's boyfriend. Let me think about it. I couldn't bring myself to look her in the eye. Tang Nana's brow furrowed. You need to think about it. This is an opportunity most guys would kill for. A brief silence fell over the room. My heartbeat sounded impossibly loud and all that quiet. I can't say yes. Nana, after going back and forth in my head, I turned her down. For one thing, it felt like a dirty move. I had never seen Ji Boxiao like someone this much before, and on top of that, this wouldn't even make me a real boyfriend. I'd basically just be a prop. Tang Nana clearly hadn't expected me to say no. A flash of surprise and irritation crossed her face, Fang Yuan. You're actually turning me down. Tang Nana's voice went up a notch. I took a slow breath and worked up the nerve to say I'm sorry. Nana, I'm not trying to put you down in any way, but it wouldn't be fair to Ji Boxiao. Tang Nana let out a cold laugh. She's been relentlessly chasing me. Is that fair to me? Think carefully, this is a once-in-a-lifetime offer. I shook my head firmly. I've thought about it. Fine. Suit yourself. Tang Nana went quiet for a moment, then turned away from me and didn't say another word. I felt a dull ache in my chest, wondering whether my decision would make Tang Nana dislike me even more. I had no idea if what I did was right or wrong. At some point, I drifted off to sleep. Fang Yuan, Fang Yuan. A soft voice called near my ear, and I felt someone gently tugging at my blanket. I turned my head, and there was Bai Tian. She had popped just her head over the side of the bed, grinning at me. Hey, I didn't even get to finish before I saw Bai Tian press a finger to her lips. I immediately covered my mouth. She pointed toward the balcony, signaling me to come out there, then pulled her head back. After making sure Tang Nana was sound asleep, I carefully slipped out of bed, and followed Bai Tian out to the balcony. What do you want? I whispered. Did she bully you? Bai Tian had a little smile on her face. You heard everything, didn't you? I felt a bit awkward. Bai Tian crossed her arms, tilted her head and said, I just have to ask, are you actually dense? Nana is gorgeous. What could be better than being her boyfriend? And you turned her down. I gave a helpless shrug. I didn't want her using me to hurt Ji Boxiao like that. Bai Tian rolled her eyes. Look at you being all noble, but have you ever considered that Tang Nana might actually like you a little? I paused for a second. No way! She just wants to get Ji Boxiao off her back. Bai Tian quietly let out a small sigh of relief inside. He had already gotten an eyeful of her this morning, and now he was getting all tangled up with Tang Nana too. If Fang Yuan had actually said yes to Tang Nana tonight, she would have kicked him herself. She pressed on. Tang Nana has such an amazing figure. Didn't you feel even the tiniest bit tempted? Oh, I was absolutely tempted. You have no idea. Being that close to Tang Nana on the bed just now, honestly incredible. That was the first time I had ever been that close to her, and I'm telling you, no guy on the planet could stay calm in that situation. You don't know how hard I was struggling. I almost cracked right then and there. If it weren't for, now I'm wide awake just thinking about it. I was getting more worked up by the second. Then I noticed Bai Tian had gone completely silent. I turned and found her eyes practically shooting flames at me. If it weren't for what? Go on, Bai Tian said with a cold smile. Nothing. I genuinely had no thoughts about it at all. I knew it. You're such a dog. The moment you see a girl with a good figure, your brain just completely shuts off. Bai Tian seethed. Hey, don't be mad. Your figure is amazing too. Petite and cute. It's totally adorable. I scrambled to save myself. Bai Tian gritted her teeth and brought her foot down hard on mine. Who are you calling small? I'm perfectly normal, thank you. Fang Yuan, you jerk, I winced and hissed through my teeth. Ow, okay, I'm sorry. Tian, please ease up. Tian, what are you and Fang Yuan doing out here this late? Xu Jingjing shuffled onto the balcony mid-yawn. Bai Tian jumped and quickly moved her foot. I was still quietly sucking in air from the pain. Xu Jingjing looked at us both half asleep. With a puzzled expression, Bai Tian turned red and stumbled over her words. It's nothing. Fang Yuan said he couldn't sleep, so I came out here to keep him company and get some air. I nodded along immediately. Right. Couldn't sleep at all. Just needed Tian to hang out with me for a bit. Cornered by 3 of them in the dorm room, I dropped straight down onto the floor. Ji Boxiao, you seriously just ruined my life. There is no way to prove my innocence now. Just when I had no idea what to do, the door suddenly swung open. I heard Fang Yuan got called out. What happened? The moment I saw it was Tang Nana walking in, I felt like I had just grabbed a lifeline. It was about what happened this morning and somehow I got dragged into it. They even put a disciplinary mark on me at the school-wide meeting today. Our department got called out by the student council. Something about allegedly working with guys from another department to harass female students. Su Yao gave a quick rundown of what happened. You two did this? Tang Nana's brow furrowed slightly. She looked toward Bai Tiantian and Xu Jingjing. No. Both of them waved their hands rapidly. Nana was that girl who got harassed actually, you. Not me, but this whole thing genuinely has nothing to do with Fang Yuan. The second I heard that, I jumped straight up off the floor and my backbone was back. See, I told you I never harassed anyone. I stepped right up in front of all three of them. Bai Tiantian pouted and stomped her foot, but honestly felt a little relieved. Xu Jingjing also knew she had genuinely misjudged me. She dropped her head and went quiet. As long as you know you were wrong. That's what matters. Well, I'm not the type to hold grudges, so I'll generously let it slide. Xu Jingjing had heard enough and kicked me. Hey, what was that for? Ugh, I don't even know why, but just seeing your face irritates me. I just felt like kicking you. It took me a lot of effort to fully explain to all three of them exactly what had gone down that morning, so you really were trying to help someone. Su Yao looked genuinely apologetic, but something still doesn't quite add up. Bai Tiantian seemed to catch something what doesn't add up. Both Xu Jingjing and I shot each other a puzzled look. Normally speaking, the student council doesn't get involved in personal drama between students. And Fang Yuan wasn't even the instigator here. Right at most, he was just a bystander who got caught up in it. Tang Nana nodded in agreement. I think I'm starting to get it. But still, why Fang Yuan did you manage to get on someone's bad side in the student council? No way, I've only been here one day. How could I have gotten on anyone's bad side? The only people I even know in the student council are you two. Are you saying I did this? Bai Tiantian shot me an annoyed look. No, that's not what I meant, but I genuinely don't know anyone in the student council. Xu Jingjing watched the two of them going back and forth, and felt her head starting to spin. She wasn't the sharpest to begin with, so she just asked directly now that we've cleared everything up. Can Fang Yuan's disciplinary mark be removed? Su Yao shook her head. Probably not, even though Fang Yuan wasn't the one behind it. He does have a connection to G-Box Yao. That part is hard to explain away, so there's nothing I can do about that. Tang Nana patted my shoulder with a grin. Serves you right for sticking your nose where it didn't belong. Just go clean up tomorrow like a good boy. I'll take you to the activity room tomorrow. I am an absolute expert when it comes to cleaning. I can show you the ropes, Xu Jingjing said with surprising enthusiasm. I can help too, I was crying on the inside. And quickly changed the subject. Hey, where did He Lin go? How come she didn't come back with you, Nana? She went to Taekwondo Club, Tang Nana answered. Speaking of which, I still need to bring her food later. Taekwondo Club, huh? Just picturing He Lin in a Taekwondo uniform was already doing things to me I was not prepared for. Su Yao said with a cheerful smile. Lin is a second-degree black belt. She just joined the club last week and was already promoted to vice president. Hey Yao, what club did you join? I asked out of curiosity. I didn't join any. Su Yao said with a gentle smile. Have I mentioned before? My health isn't great, so I don't want to be a burden to anyone. I turned to the other three and asked, what about you guys? Bai Tiantian shook her head. I'm not really into that kind of thing. Dance practice already wears me out. Besides, I'd rather put that time into my major. Nana and I already have a lot on our plates with student council, so we didn't join any clubs either. But if you're interested, I could personally take you to check some out. After all, helping clubs with recruitment is technically part of student council duties. When Bai Tiantian said that, her face felt warm and she avoided looking me in the eye. Thanks, but I'm good. I quickly waved her off. I was just asking randomly then, don't go asking randomly. You are genuinely so annoying. Bai Tiantian heard that and immediately lost it. She balled up her fist and drove it straight into my chest. Hey, what is wrong with you? How do you flip like that so fast? Stop punching people over nothing, I groaned. You two are so cute together. Su Yao watched the two of them with an amused smile. What do you mean cute together? The two of us whipped around at the same time, and said the exact same thing in unison as evening fell over the campus. I leaned on the balcony railing replaying the absurd events of the day, man, what even was today. The past 2 days had been more eventful than my entire life before this. Hey, tonight is my turn to share the bed with you. Tang Nana walked over, I know. I blinked for a second. How come you look like you'd rather not? Tang Nana raised an eyebrow. No, sharing a bed with you is an absolute privilege. I rushed to clarify. All right then. Make sure you shower before you get in. Tang Nana dropped that one calm line and headed back to the room. I wiped the nervous sweat off my forehead. Every conversation with this woman had my nerves shot. It couldn't be helped. Tang Nana just had that kind of presence. And with a figure like hers, it was basically impossible for a guy not to feel his heart rate spike. Why do you keep staring at her? Bai Tiantian appeared out of nowhere right beside me. Who's staring? I was just about to go shower, I said, doing a terrible job of sounding casual. Then I bolted into the bathroom, whatever so impressive. Bai Tiantian glanced up at Tang Nana, then looked down at herself, and muttered something under her breath. When I came out of the shower, I felt completely refreshed, humming to myself as I headed to the sink to rinse some laundry. Someone's in a good mood. Did you find money on the ground? He Lin had just gotten back, still in her Taekwondo uniform, carrying a faint, clean scent around her. It wasn't like I had never seen a girl in a Taekwondo uniform before, but on He Lin, it looked like it was being tested to its absolute limits. That waist, those legs, that figure, good lord. As a full-blooded young man with normal instincts, I couldn't stop my mind from wandering. You're thinking about something you shouldn't be, aren't you? He Lin read me instantly, a playful smile tugging at the corner of her mouth. No, I'm not. Absolutely not. I denied it immediately. Well, if you ever did manage to win me over, I wouldn't exactly say no. He Lin teased with a grin. Actually getting with He Lin, just thinking about it felt completely out of reach. So you actually were thinking about it? Unbelievable. He Lin gave my shoulder a playful push. Okay, I said I wasn't. All right, I need to finish my laundry. I made my escape as fast as I could. After I finished washing my clothes and walked into the room, I found Tang Nana already on the bed, watching a drama on her tablet. Better not interrupt her just yet. But right then, Tang Nana seemed to notice me come in. Fang Yuan, get up here. Tang Nana closed the tablet. Is it already time to sleep? I hesitated for a second. I told you to get up here, so get up here. Tang Nana's tone left no room for argument. I had barely climbed into bed when the warmth radiating from Tang Nana beside me started making it very hard to keep my composure. Tang Nana rolled onto her side to face me, her hair gently brushing against my cheek, sending a soft tickling sensation across my skin. "You behaved yourself pretty well today." Tang Nana's voice came out low and unhurried. I didn't dare move a muscle, and managed to stammer back, of course I did. Tang Nana let out a soft laugh, and in the quiet of the night, that laugh hit differently. My heart was pounding faster and faster, and every muscle in my body had gone rigid, and right at that moment, Tang Nana leaned in closer, her breath brushing warm against the side of my neck. "Why are you so tense?" she asked softly. "You're acting like..."